Then every week I try and ask her, like, what can I help you with this week? Like, is there something coming up that I just need to be aware of? Sometimes it's just information. And that gives me an opportunity to also tell her, I've got a really stressful week coming up. Just know that I may not be at my best this week. I'm just letting you know. Every month I'm, checking in with her and trying to just say to her, like, what's your big focus for this month? Like, what's the big thing that you're working on? Then every year is easy. Like, what's your goal this year? A resolution or whatever. And I find that those questions, and sometimes every quarter I'll ask a question, which is the hardest one, but it's like, is this relationship going in the direction you want it to? And if it isn't, what are you willing to do? And what am I willing to do to get it back on track? Because I find so often, like, if you just don't talk about that deep intimacy, you're just going on different tracks. And that's why 5 years later, you're like, well, I don't know you anymore. And so I find that, like, staying in close contact. But one of the biggest things I read, which I wanted to try with you, is the Gottman Institute talked about how the number one skill or habit in relationships, and they looked at couples who'd stayed together the longest, and they found it wasn't date nights, it wasn't vacations, it wasn't any of this stuff.